Hey everyone. Yes, thank you, Anna, for this announcement. Yes, like today we are announcing the integration of the MakerDAO protocol on our platform. So basically, Blockboard is a digital asset lending platform that uses various decentralized lending protocols such as MakerDAO, Compound, Dharma to create lending solutions and bring this credit liquidity where it needs to be. So, and today I kind of would like to talk about the digital asset lending space and how these decentralized lending protocols all work together. I'm not sure why, I mean, since when secured lending is an exotic product, so I'm not sure about that. So I think secured lending is very like plain vanilla, and so I kind of was against this label. Anyway, so basically, I just okay. Well, okay, from blockchain. So basically, I mean, kind of would like to give an overview of how the infrastructure has developed in the blockchain space since 2012 or 2011. So basically, we have seen the rise of retail exchanges. Then the custody solution started to appear, then the futures exchanges, and then brokerage solutions. And now, I think last year we did, secured lending platforms and protocols started to appear. And actually, lending is a pretty important part of the, whole financial system, ecosystem. In the sense that, I think there's like three pillars: custody solution, exchanges, and the lending piece. Is actually the one was missing up until 2012. And why is secured lending is actually a pretty big deal on blockchain? Because the biggest issue is collateral management. There's like all kinds of processes to manage collateral, and smart contracts allow to do this job pretty quick and pretty nice in a trustless manner. And that's why I think we have seen the rise of this of secured lending in the past year or so. So what is decentralized lending protocol? Basically, it's a set of rules and that allow people to, follow these rules, and they can borrow and lend trustlessly. So, what kind of decentralized protocols we are talking about? So, let's look at this. So, there are like 4 major protocols where in 2018. And it's Compound, Dharma, Maker, and DYDX. And actually, there are a couple more protocols coming out this year. And we are really excited to work with all of them because we are a lending platform. We create lending solutions based on these open protocols. And we consider that these open protocols are public good, and anyone can build on them. So we are actually happy to be part of this ecosystem and build on this open protocol. So at the end of 2018, there were about 72 million of active loans outstanding. And that might not sound like a lot, but in 2017, at the end of 2017, there was only 6 million or so loans outstanding, and this industry didn't exist just a little bit over a year ago. So this is the growth in active loans outstanding throughout 2018, and so what do people borrow and how they borrow? So basically, this is what is happening in the industry right now. And majority of the borrows were originated on the MakerDAO protocol, and actually MakerDAO was the first one to emerge at the end of 2017, and actually it has the largest share. And also, people, I think the major use case for MakerDAO is people, leaving ETH as a collateral and borrow stablecoin DAI against it. Anyway, so there were about 212 million originated in 2012. So next is, what do people borrow? People borrow DAI. Majority of this, you can see, it's DAI. Probably, I mean, just there's lever on ETH or something like that. And what about interest rates? Interest rates are, they vary. I mean, protocol, based on protocol, and some protocols are less efficient than the others, and so it's kind of, interest rates are all over. But we expect in 2019 these interest rates will normalize and will be around, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8, 9% or something like that. What about the other side of, there are two sides, borrow and lend. Some of the protocols are symmetric in a way that they're peer-to-peer. There is also a known counterparty on the other side. And some of the protocols are asymmetric. For example, compound protocol. You can lend to a compound protocol, but it doesn't necessarily mean there is a borrower on this other side. And also, in the case of MakerDAO, there is no lender on if you would like to borrow DAI, borrow stablecoin DAI, there is no lender on the other side. The protocol works in a way that you are the lender. And anyway, if you look on the loan side, there were a lot less loans originated than borrows originated, and majority of them were on the compound protocol. What do people lend? Basically, ETH and DAI are the major coins that people lend out. And interest rates kind of all over as well, but we see they're about, like 7. I mean, compound has lowest interest rates, but DYDX and Dharma have, like 7, 8, 9, 12% or something like that. What about these loans? They are not credit-based loans. They are secured-based loans. So the only way to judge how well this loan performs is actually by its collateral ratio, or LTV, loan-to-value ratio. And this actually slide just shows different collateral ratio throughout 2018 across different protocols. And you see that MakerDAO and Compound are the most over-collateralized protocols out of all this in the industry. What else? What about lending platforms? Some protocols actually do their own. They have their own portals. It's basically a place where you can. It's a web interface where you can come and transact. And there were like several of these interfaces. Actually, some of the protocols, they have their own platforms. Some of the protocols don't have their own platforms. And Maker CDP portal is actually pretty big platform where people can transact. And actually, with today's announcement, we are allowing our users to open Maker's DAO CDPs and manage CDPs on our platform. Okay, so who are the users of all this secured lending? I think this displays pretty well. Actually, if we can summarize it. It's everything that we are catering to the traders. It's basically people who would like to margin trade or short sell digital assets. And today, but in the future, we believe that people will be borrowing tokens to influence governance of some of the networks, or borrow token, and there will be actually arbitrage staking in proof of stake systems, and or you can actually stake your tokens, so you can lend out your tokens, and people will be doing arbitrage on that as well. The ecosystem. So this is actually how Blockboard plays in this ecosystem. Basically, we integrate with all these lending protocols and create a credit liquidity network. And we have APIs. At some point, we will be connecting with ecosystem participants, trading platforms, asset management platforms, wallets, basically anywhere where it needs to be. And we are excited to work with other protocols that will come out this year. And so we view ourselves as integrators and creating this business network. Okay, and just our interface, and that's pretty much it. Pretty short presentation, and happy to talk to any of you if you have any questions, or if you would like to brainstorm ideas as to how you can integrate your project into with Blockboard or with any of these protocols. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, questions?
Yeah, so it seems like from the just like where the rates are right now that there's more demand from lenders than from
Yes.
borrowers. Like, do you see this as like, is this like something that will continue to be like a feature of this market forever because it's easier to lend than borrow, or do you think that there's like gonna be more like more borrowing use cases outside of the traditional trading related ones that would drive demand for that?
Actually, very good question. Basically, I think we should probably look at like, there is a lot more people who are, long-term holders of cryptocurrency, and I mean, like right now they are not earning any interest on their crypto at all. So earning just even like a little bit of interest is better than nothing. So that's why we see more supply than demand. That's one. And we are catering to traders and speculators. So when markets are volatile, you see spikes in borrowing volume. And when markets are pretty flat, there is nothing much going on. That's one thing. And the other thing is also that we need to do a better job integrating with different ecosystem participants, like trading platforms, and bring this credit liquidity where it needs to be.
Cool. Thank you so much for this talk.
I'll take that up.
Yeah, I think we're right at time, if that's okay. Cool. Thanks a lot.